Hello friends, today we're going to take a look at team fight locations and positionings. I'll think of a title later. The point is, it's very important how you take a team fight, and that can affect whether you win or why you lose. Let's look at this draft here. I'm playing Wind Ranger. I've got an LC, a Sven, Invoker, Ogre. What does that mean? We play really well around Sven. We have many ways to buff him up, and we kill people pretty quickly if we get the jump. We have this nice lockdown on duel. Maybe I get a shackle, one person to a tree, maybe two people. He's got a stun. He's got all this sort of team fight spells. But the other team, you got Jakiro, Phoenix, Razor, Pugna, Arc Warden. I would say they actually take team fights a little bit better than us. Phoenix Egg is incredible. He's got some AoE spells from Jakiro that help to either stun all of us or zone us out with Macropyre or the Ice Path. We don't want to get stunned, so we have to walk around it. We have Razor, who is draining damage from our Sven. Pugna, who makes it very difficult for Sven to actually get kills, along with an Arc Warden, who has really long range. Also makes it a little difficult for Sven to get kills with the bubble, although not so much because he is melee. But it's hard for Sven to take the kind of fight he wants if it's a full-on team fight, because there's so many people who can control Sven, and even though we have some ways to provide lockdown for him, if we miss, like let's say we go on Razor. Coincidentally, that's who we're going to go on here. We lock him down. He can't steal damage. Okay, great. Pugna could ethereal the target. Pugna could heal the target. Egg is going on the background, which means if Sven wants to hit someone, now he's like, well, now what? The egg's going. What do I do? Ice Path comes out, so we have to use our BKB. BKB ends. Now Pugna can ethereal Sven. The team fight gets very messy. We're going to look at two team fights now. And we're going to see, even though the game is pretty close, this whole game, these two team fights turn out very differently. So here we are. We're having a bit of a rough time. Our team has been a bit in the lead, I would say, the whole time. But it's been difficult because they've been split pushing us, and the fights are difficult for the reasons I explained. I suck at Wind Ranger. I'm learning it. Don't worry about it, guys. Look at this. Sven wants to run in. Coincidentally, I think this was an accident. I don't think they had vision of us. But he gets stunned. And look where they are. They're by their tower. Arc Warden has come in. Then we try to get the jump because it's kind of what we need to do. Elsie needs to jump someone. So we all try to rush in, use our spells. But look at that. This is what we're talking about. The Ice Path, multiple stuns, heals going on, making it very difficult to kill this guy. Now an egg back here. Egg positioning is really important. He's got his egg way back here, real Arc Warden way back here, just using his clone to do damage, while he himself is very safe. It's tough for us to all get back here, because this is their tower. It's low, but it is providing armor and aura, and if we go any further, it should be about to start hitting us. So if we want to hit this egg, that's pretty tough. What do we do? I see Invoker hitting the egg, so I come in to hit it, and then I realize, oh, we're not doing that, okay. And so we lose this team fight. Now we killed Razor. That's not so bad. He didn't have buyback, so we did want to try to kill him at this point. But you see how badly that fight went for us? She dueled, right next to the tower, so the guy is a little tankier. He's kind of someone we sort of want to kill, but look at his health. This is wild. He is so tanky. And then the heals and everything going on. We spent a lot of time focusing that Razor, and in that time, they got excellent egg positioning, Pugna healing, Arc Warden never at risk, and then they just clean up the fight. So this goes really bad for us, even though we were in the lead up to that point. Not a huge lead, but we were in the lead, even though the map doesn't look like it, because we've been getting split pushed really heavily. But now let's look at another fight. So here we are at Roshan. A bit of background. Since that last team fight, we lost our top racks because we were playing a little disorganized and we were getting picked off. What we need to do is get pickoffs as a group, not take full-on team fights. But actually, the enemy team was getting pickoffs on us because we weren't prepared. And so they ended up pushing down and getting a racks. And at this point, it's starting to look a little bit grim because we are 3k behind, and they have an Arc Warden who is very strong in the late game. They were already split pushing us before this. Now they're ahead, and now they can actually take direct team fights, and we don't really have a choice. We can't choose not to fight them at our tier 3. We'll lose it. So the game's getting tough here. Roshan is a very dangerous objective. You should always be very careful when you try to take Roshan. And we're going to see why. The pit and the fact that Roshan does a lot of damage is very dangerous for a team fight. So here we are. We know they're doing Roshan. We're trying to get there as quickly as we can. Arc Warden has laid out a ton of these Spark Wraiths, making it very difficult for us to approach. But look at the fight positioning. In fact, let's zoom out a little bit to make it easier to see everything going on. Sven's getting kited a bit. They're starting to use some spells on us. Where are their two cores? Back here. Razor and Arc Warden. They're not in this fight right now. So Sven starts chasing the Pugna here. We have to slow this down. I was trying to get the steal. I blinked a little too short. Unfortunate. But actually, this will work out for me. Look how the team fight is currently breaking out. Sven and Invoker are on top of Pugna already. Pugna just wanted to control people a little bit while Arc Warden and Razor do damage. But now he's off on his own, getting killed. Move a little faster. Oh, we're going to have to pause a lot because there's a lot going down in the team fight. Egg. Let's look at egg positioning. It's not good this time. Over here, the egg was right here, and all of us were down here. He had his full team in this area in between us and the egg. That makes it very difficult to get to the egg, and as you saw, we sort of tried to get it, and I died for it. And we lost the team fight for it. But now look at this. We are 3 heroes surrounding the egg, and his team is back here. What you want when you egg, even when people are focusing the egg, you want your team to be doing damage. So our carry has to hit the egg, Arc Warden kills the carry. So what does our carry have to do? Our carry has to decide, okay, maybe I have to fight the enemy carry. Now I get stunned by egg. You create this very difficult choice when you use Phoenix Egg. But in this case, Phoenix's carries are not ready to do damage to us, which means we're free to just kill this egg. And our carry is not affected by egg because he's out of range, and it's gonna, spoiler, it's gonna die before we have to do anything. Gets a massive crit to kill the carry, or to kill the, to kill the Pugna and now the carry. He's killing people in the back line. They are finally in position to fight us, and their team is dead. Pugna has bought back, and he's coming back into the fight here. Now at this point, you know, we're just controlling people. They got Aegis, sure, but now he's by himself. Look at that sick Meteor Hammer timing. That's the only thing I contributed this whole game. I'm really bad at Wind Ranger, guys. We were behind 3K, and we didn't lose a single hero in that team fight, and they even bought back on Pugna, and they got the Aegis. That's really bad. And that's what Roshan Pit does. Because if you look at it, look at this curved shape right here. If you're a carry like Razor and Arc Warden that aren't that mobile, well, okay, Razor's fast, but he has no way to, like, get over terrain unless he uses, like, a Force Staff, which he didn't build this game. Which means, if you're a carry and you're doing Roshan and a team fight breaks out over here, how do you get to that fight? Do you try to walk to the edge of this pit and attack? What if they just step out? Now you have to go all the way around. And if you didn't kill Roshan, Roshan's hitting you. Okay, so I'm here, and the fight's break... Oh, I poked my own screen like an idiot. You're standing here. The enemy team's over here. Okay, now I have to walk all the way around. This is like 5 seconds it takes to walk, which doesn't sound like a lot. But as you saw, Pugna had to use all of his spells and died pretty quickly. 5 seconds is really a lot of time when it's a 40-minute game. When you're dealing with Sven, who could crit someone in half a second and kill them with the Echo Saber crits, right? He just destroys people. Your team has to be ready to take the fight right away. There was a huge difference in the positioning of the team fights at these two towers. We were slightly ahead at this team fight, and we lost because our positioning was not good. We were behind at this team fight, but we won because our positioning... I wouldn't even call our positioning good. Just more that their positioning was really unfortunate because they're trying to do Roshan. This is why it's really dangerous to do Roshan if the enemy team is all alive, even if you are ahead. This pit and Roshan defending his home is a serious obstacle. It's practically another hero because you cannot just... You know, it's not like, what if we were fighting here and Razor and Arc Warden are here and a team fight breaks out here? They just walk straight over. 1 second and they're in the fight. But here, you see them take extra time to finish Roshan, and then extra time to walk all the way around, and by that time, they all ended up clumped here. That was a bit lucky for us, but also kind of part of Roshan. You know that everywhere around Roshan, look, small area here, small area here, small area here, 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 here. This is Roshan. You need to know this when you approach this. Now, there's kind of an open area here, but that's not where the fight happened. It happened back here. They all clumped up here, got huge stuns from Sven, and then he cleaves all of them. So you have to be very careful when you take this kind of team fight. And I actually win this game. Crazy. Why did I lose where I win? I think some in the past have I won? I don't know. We actually win this one. The enemy team loses this. I think they very well could have won this. Like, we were racks down. If they just play very patiently, one of us always has to come back here to deal with this. They have an Arc Warden pushing bot. Arc Warden at this point can solo kill a lot of us, which means a core is dedicated to dealing with the Arc Warden clone, which means they can then take 5 versus 4 fights that they want. And in the end, we actually win this game. You know what, we'll just play it through while I finish talking. We end up just pushing straight through the end because they used buyback on Pugna, and the others weren't saving buyback because I don't know why they felt confident. Actually, Razor used his buyback earlier. So what are the buyback statuses here? Oh, it's already up at this point. But he used it earlier, so that means he's a little poorer than usual. And now we're going to win this fight by taking it here. So I hope you learned a little bit here on how you need to consider team fights. It's tough. You get very in the moment and you just chase people, but it's important to stay disciplined and keep in mind, what kind of fight do we want? How should our team be positioning? Where should the Phoenix egg go? Like, what does that mean to have a good Phoenix egg relative to the kinds of heroes I have? Do we have heroes that can all jump on target? Like, if you had a Storm Spirit, it's fine. It's sort of fine to egg where he did, because Storm Spirit can just zip in and Electric Vortex one of us, maybe all of us if he has Ags. That's very different than when you have immobile heroes like Razor and Arc Warden who have to run around. You have someone like Puck who can interrupt. You have someone like Blink, Treant Protector who can... Everyone groups in on the egg, Treant Protector blinks ults. Every game is different. It takes a lot of work to think it out. But I hope this kind of video helps with that. So, thank you. Have a great day.